Oh shit. It's 10 a.m. It's Wednesday, the 10th of October, 2018. Another 24 hours in the simulation. And I ask you this. If Shia LaBeouf went on 1Extra's Fire in the Booth, would they call it Shia in the Booth or Fire in LaBeouf? That is the kind of question I want the answer to. Who's going to give us that answer? Is it going to be Big Donny T over in America? No fucking way. Is it going to be Theresa May? No chance. Corbyn? Not a hope in hell. The only place you're going to get a question answered like that, it's Coffee and Memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. You know, it's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
Jesus Christ. Welcome to Coffee and Memes. Welcome to Threshold.fm. All the people on YouTube, holler at your boy. Yeah, it's time to get lively. LaBeouf, what do you think?
Don't let your memes be dreams.
All right, I'll do my best. All right, shall we get on with the
show? Do it! Just do it!
I can't actually hear him because he's on a different computer. I'm just assuming the audio works for that. Christ on a bike. Yep. Another 24 hours in a simulation, and Jesus bloody wept. Jesus wept salty, salty tears from his front tail. There is a lot of wacky shit going on in the world this week. Lord of bloody mercy. Okay, how about this? Let's just hop straight over the pond, straight into America, and get shit popping off. Penn State student used roommate's debit card to spend $15,000 on porn. Hey, what a lad. What an absolute lad. That's sort of, what came before Lad Bible? It was toplad.com. Does anyone remember this? It was a kind of message board where people would post stories of their male friends being top lads. It was probably toxic masculinity. Most things are these days. Anyway, a Penn State student stole his ex-roommate's debit card information and spent more than 15 bags on pornographic websites over a 3-year period, according to State College Police. Fucking hell. Parker Shome's ex-roommate returned to Penn State in August after serving with the South Korean Army and noticed that 10 grand was missing from his bank account. Whoopsie. Police eventually tracked the purchases to various adult websites and found an email address that was linked to Shome. On Thursday, the 21-year-old from Germantown, Maryland, from Germantown, allegedly confessed that he used the debit card to access live pornographic pay-per-view events for 2 years. I just can't believe that anyone pays for pornography. It doesn't make, even with a stolen card. Like, of all the things you could spend money from a stolen debit card on, I would think that pornography would probably be pretty low down the list. Does he not know you can just get it for free? I mean, I do, you know, the ethics of it, I feel like maybe, if you were to compare it to, say, downloading music for free, like, most people don't seem to have that much of a problem downloading music for free. You know, and they also download porn for free. But I actually think that maybe you should be, if you're going to pay for one, you should pay for the porn, because I think the porn actors, they probably suffer a little bit more for their art than the musicians. I mean, someone who's sat there on Ableton for a few hours compared to someone who's been fucked in the arse by like 8 dicks at once, I think the one with the arse fucking deserves a little bit more money. So maybe we should, actually, I've done a complete U-turn here, we should all be paying for porn. I think, you know, if we're going to do it, you know, if your sex dolls run out of batteries or whatever, we're really just getting straight into it today. Like, not even start with a song, not even shout out the VIP list. Fuck it, let's just get into the finer points of paying for erotic content. Jesus Christ. Shane was not sure how he acquired the debit card information. Fuck off. He said he probably memorised it because his ex-roommate would order wings over the phone fairly often. He also said it was not his intention to harm his former roommate while racking up 15 grand's worth of debt on pornos. Shane was charged with 4 felonies: theft by deception, theft by unlawful taking. Isn't that the same thing? I guess you have theft by finding. Unauthorised access of a device, and identity theft. Ooh. He was arraigned before a judge, blah, blah, blah. That's the end of the story. Is there a moral to that story? LaBouffe, what do you reckon?
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Okay. Yeah, God. Yeah, don't do it. Don't steal your mate's credit card to buy wings or porn. That is, as far as flimsy excuses go, how did you get your mate's credit card information? Probably remembered it. You remembered it. Oh, he's always ordering wings over the phone with it. I just remembered it. Right. I mean, the hows and the whys of how you got the information are not the important aspect, really, are they? It's the racking up thousands of pounds worth of debt, watching people insert things into themselves for your sordid, hairy-handed, sweaty palm gratification. You awful bastard. I love you anyway. I think that's hilarious. Good on you. You have a place in the Coffee and Memes Hall of Fame. I'm still not over this inside info track conformity. I'm a big fan. Let's crack it out.
Do it! Just do it!
I love when the booth goes like this. Ooh. Ooh. There's no need. What's he doing? He's out of control.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
Don't let your memes be dreams, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let your memes be.
The opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice. It is conformity. Conformity. Conformity is not cowardice. It is conformity.
Holler everyone in the YouTube chat. Let me know where you're listening. Let me know what you had for your breakfast. Genuinely interested.
It's not cowardice. It is conformity.
More white toast for the Brummies. No surprises there. Cambodia crew, Squidgy Beats.
Conformity. Is no myth. Is not cowardice. It is conformity.
Inside info, conformity, absolute fucking belter, mate. It's proper fucking mask, you fucking hell. As always, the Spotify playlist containing all the songs, all the pop songs, all the hits at the top of the hit parade. There is a Spotify playlist. I'll keep adding to it, but I won't subtract anything. You can, if you go to the description in the YouTube video, go to show more, and down the bottom there is the link to it, and you can follow it, and that's cool. Also, you can now get Coffee and Memes as a podcast. It's not up officially. I will do when I can get some better artwork together for it, but currently you can get it in all your podcast apps. All you got to do is put the RSS feed link into your app. It is in the description of the video. It is on the website threshold.fm/archive. Basically, just go into your app, like your Apple podcast app and that, and if you got a library and edit, you can put add podcast by URL. You just put the RSS URL in there that's listed in the description, and it subscribes you to the podcast. It's a new one every freaking weekday. And now a big shout out to everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. Everyone who is donating over $10 a month is on the VIP list. They are my special favourites. And I mean, I love you all, but you know, I've got to shout out the VIP list. Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Oliver Hooper, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Tony Hark, not Tony Hawk, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, and Sam Howard. What a bunch of bad motherfuckers, if ever I saw a list of bad motherfuckers. Whoo! Shit. Right, let's get into a bit more of this bollocks. This is what counts for news on the Metro. Straight women explain what sex feels like when you have a vagina. I'm more interested to know what straight women experience sex like if they don't have a vagina. That is presumably news. It's a little bit like dog bites man. That's not news. Man bites dog. Now that's news. We brought you some interesting descriptions of what it feels like to have sex when you have a penis. Fuck me. Match. Oh, Jesus. Enough a load of shit. Fucking hell. Dad's campaign for baby changing rooms in men's toilets. Yeah, come on. Look, if you could just stop smashing the patriarchy for 5 minutes and put some fucking baby changing in the men's toilets, you know, maybe we can all lend a hand. The jam donut comparison was a particular favourite. Bouncing around on subjects here. So we feel a bit silly if we didn't return the favour and get some fucking jam donut comparison. Like we don't all live in bloody the American Pie film. Is it called American Pie? Oh, I don't give a fuck. This is bollocks. I'm not reading any more of that. It's basically just some lasses just talking sexy, and that's all well and good and that, but it feels like when you heat up an egg in the microwave and stick it up your bum. Nonsense, isn't it? Absolute nonsense. Right, now, look, talking about fighting's popular these days, isn't it? Everyone likes watching a tear-up, whether it's a pub car park, a barn, whether it's watching your parents in the front room just tearing lumps out of each other, or watching it on the telly. Forget about Conor Khabib, forget about Fury Wilder, the big fight everyone is talking about. Lana Del Rey invites Azealia Banks to physically fight her, and we have no clue what's happening. Yeah. So for some whatever reason, I don't know why, Lana Del Rey and Azealia Banks, they're going to have a tear-up. I think it'll be good. I think it's worth sort of figuring out a rule set in advance. I'm assuming MMA, isn't it? I mean, I'm imagining neither of them are trained fighters, so you might as well just throw it open. Maybe sort of early days UFC, like sort of the only things out are like eye gouging, fish hooking. That's about it, really. Yeah, might as well just get the original Octagon back. Get Big John McCarthy in there. Both the teams. The fight's only stopped when one team throws the towel in. Just have them go at it. Do it on YouTube. Like it could be the undercard to the KSI Logan Paul rematch that no one wants to see. Fuck's sake. In a feud we never saw coming, Lana Del Rey and Azealia Banks have been getting into a full-blown scrap on Twitter. And it all started with Kanye West. All right. After Lana took aim at Yeezy's MAGA supporting post, Azealia hit out at video game singer, accusing her of not being consistent with her outrage. Well, yeah, that's probably true. The 212 rapper, I don't understand any of these references. Wow, okay, Lana. This would be cute if you were consistent with your outrage and refused to collab with A$AP Rocky, who has physically assaulted women too. To me, this just looks like typical white woman. She can't write either. Typical white woman using a weakened target to pretend to be an ally. I don't know. This is the thing about Twitter, is that like you can follow your celebrities and your heroes and that, but all you really learn about them is that they can barely construct a sentence. Yeah, I think just let them duke it out. Just get them in a ring. Just come on. I just think more celebrity feuds should be settled by actual fighting. I really think that it's. I mean, like, come on, you could take J.K. Rowling versus John Niven or something. Fuck it, mix up the genders. They're all a bunch of pussies anyway. It's not going to make a difference, is it? Just get bloody Count Dankula in there with Graham Linehan. That would be hilariously just ridiculous. You can get Paul Joseph Watson versus Owen Jones. I'd pay like 0.0000001 of a Bitcoin for that. Be hilarious. Come on, why not? This is what I think ultimately, particularly in a post-Brexit society, we're heading towards the Thunderdome. I think that's what the entertainment's going to be. It's just going to be right. Let's take famous people, make them fight, pump them up on steroids, get them all juiced to the gills. And let them loose on each other. Come on. We'll all be fighting over food. This is the utopia communists want. Anyway, right, let's have a bit of noise here. Fucking Nora. Asteroids. Come on, let's do this. I don't know where I'm going with all of this stuff. People should stop me before I say something stupid. Yeah, politicians should duke it out. World leaders, Putin versus Trump. Or Trump versus Little Rocket Man. Come on. Oh, Corbyn versus Boris. That would be over in seconds. Boris would annihilate him.
Captain, try to find out what's happening. But remember, they're not terrestrial spaceships. That is, if they are spaceships. They could be asteroids. They've got to be asteroids.
Ollie Hooper in the chat. I think you're wildly overestimating Corbyn's ground game. I mean, I think he really... Corbyn's going to want to keep Boris at a distance. Corbyn's quite long. He's got a bit of reach. And I think really his only chance is going to be to try and land a knockout blow when Boris comes in for a double leg. Juiced in the chat. He's saying he's just started listening. He's hooked already. You're a fine human being. I love you dearly. This is, of course, Asteroids by Noisia. As if you didn't already know.
Captain, try to find out what's happening. But remember, they're not terrestrial spaceships. That is, if they are spaceships. They could be asteroids. They've got to be asteroids.
I will actually say that in terms of Corbyn's length, the length of his arms, his legs, he's also got a very long schlong. But the problem is, it's like a pencil. It's no girth to it whatsoever. It's like a pig's sort of corkscrew situation. It just weaves, and it can weave all the way up your trouser leg and start just nudging away. It's dangerous.
Asteroid, Captain.
Noisia, Asteroids, a fine offering to the sacrificial drum and bass altar. Right, now back to our friend Nadia Bokodi, who she is a sexpert, self-styled sexpert. It's people who describe themselves as sexperts, I think, are worthy of significant mistrust, along with people that describe themselves as influencers. We recently read the story, I think on Monday, of her advocating whacking at work. And yes, anyway, she's back in the news. Sex expert says she broke her vagina after using her vibrator rigorously. Is rigorously the right word there? Like, rigorously involves doing something extremely thoroughly, like really being quite conscientious to do it like properly. And if you're breaking your vagina, you're probably not doing it properly. I don't know, really making sure that every inch... Hey, look, I'm not a woman, I don't understand. I'm going out on a limb here. She has a habit of saying... She's got a habit of saying outlandish things. She's after some attention, and frankly, we are giving it to her. So, who's the real cunt here? Anyway, remember Nadia Bokodi, the woman who said she stops being friends with people when they have kids? Oh, okay, is more of a twat than I suspected. And then she said it's unnatural to have sex with the same person over and over again. I think included in this article is some information about her divorce. So I guess you put two and two together there. She's now opened up about how she broke her vagina after getting addicted to one of her vibrators. She told the Metro how she was left with severe pelvic pains after using it up to 6 times a day. Look, the whole sex positive thing, fine, and just, getting in touch with yourself. Bit of self-care, bit of self-care. Self-care Sundays. But like when you're going at it so much that your vagina looks like a collapsed mine shaft, I think you can overdo it. Like, the study was saying about men, they should be whacking 21 times a month. That's over a whole month. That's less than once a day. So, when you 6 times a day with your vibrator, imagine if it's like, man uses fleshlight 6 times a day, breaks penis. It's like, there's no empowerment there. Like, it's, breaking your vagina with with a vibrator. It's not female empowerment. That's self-harm. Don't worry though, she hasn't fuck's sake. Don't worry though, that hasn't put her off the odd bullet or rampant rabbit session. I was going through a divorce at the time, and like most people coming out of marriage, I hadn't had sex in a long time. Needless to say, I was very frustrated. So I decided to smash myself to pieces with an inanimate object. Needless to say, I was very frustrated, so I decided to do a bit of self-care and invest in a vibrator. It occurred to me when I was purchasing it that in all the time I'd been writing about sex, I hadn't actually used one before. Much like the hilarious iconic Sex and the City episode where Charlotte gets addicted to her new rampant rabbit and the girls eventually have to come and confiscate it off her, so she'll go outside and socialise again, I became pretty hooked on my new adult toy very quickly. One weekend, I honestly used it about half a dozen times a day. As a new user, though, I didn't realise I'd set it on the highest setting. So I set it on the smash setting. So after a couple of days of very vigorous use, I began experiencing dull pelvic pain. Not yet making the connection that it was due to my new vibrator, I went to the doctor and ordered STD tests. When the tests all came back clear, the doctor asked me a few more questions about my sex life. She came to the conclusion that overzealous vibrator use was the most likely cause and recommended a week's rest from it. It was equal parts embarrassing and hilarious. Anyway, it goes on. It goes on. It goes on. But, you know, I feel like we've sort of wrung the flannel of banter dry with that one. I'm sure she's going to say something wacky soon again. I mean, if this is her thing. What's this? Stops being friends with people once they have kids. I mean, that's probably the clues in the title there. Sexpert says it's not natural to have sex with the same person over and over. I mean, presumably that's a sort of just post-divorce statement, isn't it? Sexperts, influencers, studies say, scientists say, fucking hell. All right, this is called Bledge by Halogenics off the Velvet EP. I'm keen. Hey, in the chat, she needs to rinse it out proper. You should be rinsing after every use.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
It's probably worth warning you that yesterday I downloaded 185 green-screened animated memes. So you can look forward to them later in the week. That's a spicy meatball. If you're feeling the show, you're very welcome to share the YouTube live link. Or just the normal radio link. You're all deeply wonderful humans. And one day we'll kiss passionately. school Bledge. B-L-E-J. Bledge. It's by Halogenics. I don't know what label. I'm sorry. Leo's in the chat. A brave boy. Oh! It's quite sort of constipated, this tune, in a way. Big up Colin, sharing on the Discord. Should I get a Discord for Threshold? I don't know, it seems like just another bloody thing. Too many groups, podcasts, live streams. Who even knows? That's Halogenics, Bledge. It's a fucking tune. Oh, I got to see a few sort of lists and that now, and then I'm going to do a rant about the Catholic Church. If that's all right, if you've not got out better to do. Okie dokie. French and German people have listed the top 20 things they hate about the English. What's this? A list of hate speech. Is it? Is that what we're doing here, Lab Bible? We might as well just get into it, you know. Okay, top 20 things French hate about the English. Who compiles these lists? Probably says, I've just not read it. Number 1, that we drive on the left. Great. Number 2, our obsession with the royal family. No one's particularly... There's about 4 people in the country obsessed with the royal family. The media is obsessed with the royal family. No one else gives a flying fuck. 3, football hooliganism. Understandable. 4, we can't cook. Well, that's just not true, is it? We expect everyone else to speak English. You're goddamn right. I don't think that's really a thing that can be levelled at the English. It's more the fact that, like, Hollywood is in English. Yeah, actually, you just blame it on colonialism. It's probably the easiest way to get around that. We're obsessed with tea. We're not obsessed with it. God almighty. We think we're the best at everything. We are, apart from football and, in fact, all sports and other stuff. Why we vote? They hate why we voted for Brexit. Well, that's quite a complicated and complex situation now, and I think it's very unlikely that the French people that voted in this sort of like hate speech list have looked into the complicated reasons as to why lots of people. Anyway, 9, arrogance. Oh, you can talk. 10, wearing socks with sandals. I'm afraid that's the Germans. 11, our lack of variety with foods. Look, we put ketchup on everything. Not true. 13, beer bellies. The fact that we seem to have no intention to learn any other languages. Well, that's the same as number 5, expecting everyone to speak English. So, you know, our obsession with football. Fuck off. The French are just as obsessed with football as we are. They won the World Cup. 16, unruly children. Understandable. Our take/interpretation on foreign cuisine. That we sing songs loudly in the streets and drunkenly. We sing songs very loudly and drunkenly in the streets. This is what British people are just doing the whole time. Get up in the morning, have a couple of Stellas, and just get out in the streets, just start singing. Whooping and hollering, singing Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. 19, we have no style. It's just outrageous. 20, that there are too many regional accents to keep up with. That's sort of like an immutable, like having a regional accent is sort of almost like an immutable quality. I guess you can change it, but it's like forcing someone to change. Sorry, too many regional accents. We're going to have to combine Geordie and Scouse into one. Actually, I think we're just going to have to homogenise all the northern accents into a single coherent accent that the rest of the Europe can get their heads round. This is absurd. I think this is basically racist. I've decided the top of the list of things that the English hate about the French. They're racists. Now let's move on to the Germans. 20 things the Germans hate about the English. Most of these are the same. Football hooliganism in at number 1, then shortly followed by the fact we drive on the left. What's the problem with that? Like, what? That's like, as English people, we don't like. Who decides what it was decided a long time ago. It's not like we're going to start a fucking change.org petition to drive on the other side of the road. Binge drinking. Fair enough. I would agree that the Germans have a better culture surrounding alcohol. Why we voted Brexit? Again, it's complicated. 5. We expect everyone else to speak English. We sing songs loudly and drunkenly in the street. I feel like perhaps people were given a list of some self-hating Englishman has been given them a list of things that they don't like about themselves and asked them to pick from it and then rated them. Obsessed with the royal family. We seem to have no intention to learn another language. Arrogance. Can't cook. This is so stupid. Lack of variety with foods. We think we're best at everything. We're overly polite until we have some drinks. The Germans are just rude from the offset. We have subtle human nuances. Why would you hate a nationality of people for having subtle human nuances? It's so bizarre. Wearing socks with sandals. Oh, you can talk, the Germans. Our obsession with football. Our obsession with tea. We eat chips with everything. And we always have sunburn on holiday and we moan all the time. This is so stupid. Dominic Smithers in Lad Bible. I think this is a terrible, divisive article that's basically racist and it's contributing to Brexit. So that's my 2 cents on it. Here is a Misanthrope song.
This is a fight that no one is winning. 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 No one is winning.
Things the English hate about the Germans. At number 1, stop wars all the time.
This is a fight that no one is winning. Is winning.
This is rowdy as fuck. This is called Collapse by Misanthrope. Monkey Z saying Germany has a massive stockpile of fossil fuel but claims to be environmentally progressive. They are quite hypocritical in a lot of things. Claim to be all lovely and progressive. Angela Merkel votes against gay marriage. What are you going to do? And that's an absolute romper stomper there. That's Collapsed by Misanthrope. Presumably on Neo Signal. I don't know. No, it's on RAM. Ooh. I've got another bit off program which I'm going to play in a minute. Where is it? It's hiding. By Kung. Yeah, I'm keen. Is it Kung who someone was harassing on Twitter about being in Australia? Let me just have a look. Sorry, this is oh no, that's Henry Fong. My apologies. Anyway, right, fuck it, let's get into this. Pope blames the devil for church sex abuse scandals. Go fuck yourself, you fat prick. Like, seriously, you wearing a fucking dressing gown and some dumb hat, you look ridiculous, and you blame the devil for all your church sex abuse scandals. Why don't you blame the actual priests that are out nonsense that you're covering up for, you dumb shit? Don't get me started. Okay, I've got started. Why don't you blame the Catholic Church for the fact that the reason that priests don't get married is because if they got married, they would have kids, and then when they died, they would leave their money to their kids, and you didn't want that to happen. You wanted them to leave the money to the church. So you banned priests from having wives and having normal lives. That turned them all into bloody child molesters. And then, rather than like excommunicating them when they bloody go around noncing, you just move them on to a different church, you piece of shit. They're the biggest fucking gangsters in the world, the Catholic Church. Anyway, makes me sick. Right. Anyway, that's that rant over. Blames the devil for church. Of course you fucking do, you moron. Jesus Christ. And relax. Anyway, look, let's play this Kung track. It's on Program, which is the sort of RAM offshoot label, feeder label, whatever you want to call it. It's called Lifelike. It's a weird tune. I like it, though. Peterson, thoughts on a Catholic Church?
It's appalling. That is a monster.
Don't let your
Memes.
be dreams.
That's an absolute belter. It's by Kung. It's called Lifelike and it's on Program. I am into it. I'm into it, honey boo boo. Lifelike, one word. Kung, K-U-N-G. Yeah, that's nice. Probably going to play that again tomorrow. You fucking watch me. Woo. Right, okay, so a couple more bits. Another list here. They like lists online. Listicles for your testicles. It's just kind of old news, but it's been recycled again for reasons. Controlling woman lists 22 things her boyfriend is banned from doing, and people are horrified. The list was found in a traded-in car and has attracted a huge amount of attention online. I mean, it sort of has the hallmarks of a girl whose boyfriend has probably cheated on her, and she's taken him back, but it's conditional. And she's written out a list of 22 things he's not allowed to do, and he's made him sign it. If your relationship's at that point, fuck it off. Give it up. Like they're obviously young people. There's just no point. Like, you know, you're broken beyond repair, I think. I'm not a sexpert. I'm not a relationships expert. I mean, what are the qualifications required for such a thing? It's not a protected term, is it? Fuck it. I'm a sexpert, I'm a relationship expert, and I'm a nutritionist. Who gives a fuck? Meme expert. Will Rankin, meme expert. Fuck's sake. Anyway, here are the rules. You are not to have a single girl's phone number. No fucking way. I don't care if it's a work colleague. I don't care if it's your divorced mother. No fucking way is her number going in your phone. You're going to have to remember your divorced mother's or your divorced auntie, your spinster auntie's phone number, because if she's single, she ain't going in your phone. You are not to follow them on any social media, including Snapchat, Instagram, or Twitter. You are not to hang out with Keegan, including his house or anywhere in public. This Keegan is trouble. He's a menace. He's a sex game gone wrong, waiting to happen, old Keegan. He's on Meow Meow. He's been arrested for reckless endangerment, for loitering with intent, and for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Someone needs to start a Google document with all of them in. Just saying. You are not to go to Honda without me. Vroom, vroom. So, on the list of things he has, because he's traded in the car and he's left his signed note. I can just imagine he's had enough. He's gone, fuck this crazy bitch. I'm out of here. He's taken his car to Honda, traded it in, left the fucking rules in the car and just driven off in a new Honda. Like, see you, bitch. You are not to hang out with your friends more than 2 times a week. Schedule it in. You are not to look at a single girl. Like, what the fuck? What, you put some like horses style blinkers on him? Like, you're not even like, just walk around like this, and like, if any girl comes up to you like, sorry, are you single, or have you got a boyfriend? Which is a weird thing to ask anyone anyway, just like, particularly when you're going like this. They go, yeah, I'm married. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. I'm like, yeah, no, I am single. Okay, so do you know how I get to the McDonald's? I think I might be lost. All right, yeah, you need to go left here. Sorry, what? Where? If girls come up to you at any place or any time, you ought to walk away. Just walk away. No, and then just leave. Like, you would like, if he actually adhered to all of these, like, he would just be just a social pariah within a week. Mo is not to hang out with us every time we hang out. Mo, you're a danger to yourself and others, and frankly, your personal hygiene is questionable. You are not to ask for head. If you want head, you need to apply for it in writing, stamped and authenticated in triplicate. Obviously, then it has to go through the standard bureaucratic process. It has to go to the panel of sexperts who will then either approve or deny your request. It takes up to 3 weeks. You are not to bring up Tyler, Noah, Devon, or Josh ever again. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's her exes. You are not allowed to drink unless I am with you. God, it's just getting... I mean, they're funny at first, but now it's sort of getting quite sad, isn't it? I am allowed to do a phone check whenever I please. You're a psychopath. If we move in, there are never, ever to be girls at our house. No, 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 no. If we move in together, your friends will rarely be allowed over. This is like Stalinist authoritarianism right here. If I catch you around girls, I kill you. See, there you go. It finally, it has got that far towards the authoritarian spectrum that now the punishment of, well, effectively, I guess the sort of, if we move in together, no girls at the house, your friends can barely come over. That's, I guess, the sort of gulag situation, isn't it? But now it's the punishments are death for... transgressions. Death is now the punishment. You are not to ditch me for your friends. Austin does not control when I hang out with you. Never. This Austin, I will say, he's a nightmare. He is often on drugs, and when he's not on drugs, he's trying to buy drugs. He's one of those. We are to go on a legit date once every 2 weeks, at least. That's not often. You've got quite low standards for dates there. If I say jump, you say how high, princess. I think that would be, sadly that is in quotation marks. I think that would be quite funny if she was referring to him as princess. If I say jump, you say how high, princess. You are to make sure you tell me you love me once a day at least, so I know you're not messing around. Yeah, it's good because you know someone loves you when you tell them to tell you that they love you. That's how you know it's legit, isn't it? And you are never to take longer than 10 minutes to text me back. Man, this is... yes, Broken Britain. No, it's not. It was in America anyway. I mean, the names in here are about as typical American as you get. Tyler, Noah, Devon, Austin... Keegan. Yeah, if you're at that point in your relationship where you're writing out and making them sign contracts, sack it off. Sack it off. Just go onto, on the porn website. You know the porn websites? We've all been there. We've all been on the porn websites. They have the bit at the side where it says about the hot and horny housewives that are just looking for no strings attached sex. Just go and just hit them up. Hit them up. No credit card required. I don't work for them. I'm not in their pay. I'm just saying there are hot and horny housewives that need satisfying. Their husbands are out. Their husbands work long hours. Their husbands are stressed. They can't get it up. And these hot housewives, they're so horny. They can barely even do the housework. They're that horny. So you're doing them a favour by going around there and having this no strings attached, no credit cards needed sex with these horny housewives. They're just they can barely even like do the washing up. They're so horny. So they just you'll be fulfilling basically a public service. If anything, they should pay you. It's this maybe if more of if these horny housewives were better satisfied by some of these single men in your area, maybe we wouldn't be in the situation we are with Brexit. That's all I'm saying. Right, I've got a new DJ Fresh tune here. DJ Fresh remixed by Flight. It's got MC Jakes on it. It's called Shots. Let's get it on. Oh, yeah, but Keegan is 100% a wheelie kid. Yeah, definitely.
You can catch on the rhythm, but can't stop the rock. In the jungle where we live up, it's on top. It's not a game, I ain't playing. The flame remains hot. Two sides we swing swords, collection and cut. fire to the wire, best not push it up. I am Jacqueline, hiding this right remains rough. Talk is cheap, it's a speech that I reach. Don't talk tough, all love, stand tall. This one calls your bluff. This one calls your bluff. Switch it up. Connection and cut, switch it up. Connection and cut, switch it up. Connection and cut. Feel the rush. You're not untouchable, all you all can get touched. Cross the line one time over games you can't trust.
Yeah, this is a hot joint.
Make a move, time to one right now. Ash to dust, lay a mount, lift up, you get one shot to bust.
It's a hot joint, baby boy.
Lobsters. Lobsters.
Get one shot to bust, switch it up.
Yeah.
One shot to bust.
That's what the show needs, is just more air horn. This is called Shots. It's got MC Jakes on it. It's by DJ Fresh and it's remixed by Flight. I don't think it's DJ Flight. It's spelled I-T-E. There's no G or H in it.
You can catch on the rhythm but can't stop the rock. In the jungle where we live and live up, it's on top. It's not a game, I ain't playing. The flame remains hot. Two sides with swing swords, collection and cut.
Yeah, well, Flight is a geezer, so it's obviously not DJ Flight.
Collection and cut, switch it up.
Seems like an odd choice of name. So I wouldn't call myself Hype and spell it H-I-P-E.
Switch it up. Collection and cut, switch it up. Collection and cut. You're not untouchable, all you all can get touched. Cross the line one time over games you can't trust. Make a move, time to one right now. Ash to dust, stay a mount, lift up, you get one shot to bust.
I spoke to Fresh on Twitter a couple of days. I tweeted him. He said, he tweeted, the closest feeling I've probably had to this latest machine learning algorithm returning acceptable results is probably having a smash record. I asked if it was comparable to double dropping the 9, and he confirmed that it was. Lovely stuff. Right, there you go. That is Shots by DJ Fresh and MC Jakes, remixed by Flight. F-L-I-T-E, all right. Now, this brings us to the end of the show. So I would like to make a couple of things clear. If you want to get these as a podcast, you can find the RSS feed in the description of this on YouTube, or if you go to threshold.fm/archive, there are instructions. You just go into any podcast app and go add podcast by URL. So if you're using the Apple app or Overcast or any other podcast app, you can do it. It'll be up normally soon. I just need to make better artwork for it, and it takes a few days to get approved. And bloody, that's boring as fuck. Also, you can support, if you want this show to keep happening every day, then please support it on Patreon. There is a link there's a link everywhere on the website to support the show, or if you go to the details of the YouTube video, it's there. Just a couple of dollars, whatever you can afford a month, so that I can pay for all the services required, and then hopefully get enough money to pay some members of staff to help out, to make this better, to get more shows on the station, to just generally do the whole thing better. Like, you know, I'm doing my best, but yeah, I need your help as well. And if you contribute more than $10 a month, you get your name on the VIP list, and I'll shout you out beginning and end of every single show I do. So thank you very much to Nicholas, Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Oliver Hooper, Squidgy Beats Parsons, Tony Hark, not Tony Hawk, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthew, Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, and Sam Howard. A bunch of bad motherfuckers if ever I did see them. You can also follow the Spotify playlist with all the tunes that I play on the show. The link is in the YouTube description. Also, there is a link right at the bottom for I started a Threshold YouTube that has absolutely nothing on it. But I don't know, subscribe if you just like subscribing to things. I mean, just subscribe to stuff. It's all I'm saying. Just get out there. Just take your trousers off and start fucking subscribing to things, okay? Don't break your vagina with a vibrator. Don't do it, okay? And don't wank yourself into oblivion, but make sure you get your 21 a month in, because studies show that it's better and stuff, isn't it? All right, thank you very much. I will see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I love you all deeply. You're all wonderful humans out for a better quality of morning radio, and I'm doing my best to provide it. Right, got increase the pace, yeah? Right, let's do it.